What's up, y'all? Welcome to Fury Talks. I am your host, Seth Fury. So today I want to talk about picky dating. Some people call it picky. Some people call it just knowing exactly what they want and not wanting to waste their time with anything other than that. So today I have my guest who's going to come on and tell me about his picky dating life experience. I'm going to kind of dive into what makes him this way. Maybe we can understand it a little bit better and relate to it ourselves. So allow me to introduce my guest, Rob Iggy. What is up, my brother?
What's going on, man? What's going on?
Man, it's good to have you here.
Hey, nice to be here, man.
So Rob is a friend of mine that has gotten a reputation amongst the crew for being slightly picky. And I wanted to bring him here today just to kind of like break down some of the things that give him that reputation. Maybe they're outlandish, maybe they're very much justified, right?
I would say justified because I know what I want. I kind of have certain standards that I look for.
Yeah.
And, you know, as you get older, you start to realize why those standards are put in place.
Okay.
And you stick to them because when you go out of it, that's when the problem's going to happen.
I feel like nowadays more than ever, people are very, very picky.
Yeah.
More so than ever before because there's so many options now.
Yeah.
And you know that if you don't like something, you can just make another phone call. You can just swipe another page to the right.
Absolutely.
And there's somebody else popping up with a whole nother resume and you can say, okay, I like this better.
Absolutely.
Right? When I think back to some of the episodes that I saw on Kevin Samuel's YouTube, he speaks a lot about a high value man wanting to attract high value women. So what did he say makes a high value man? Is generally somebody who makes over 6 figures. Check. Good looking brother. Check. Fit. Knows how to command a room. He's assertive. And so somebody with that level of caliber is definitely not going to want the runt of the bunch that's out there in the streets.
Exactly.
You're going to want something that you feel like matches up with you so you can feel good having them on their own.
Equal partner.
Exactly. I'm just going to bring up a couple of topics because people seem to love the guy right now. So, and there are certain things that I do agree, a lot of things I agree with him on. I think his delivery is what makes him so captivating right now because it's not often that you hear people give it so straight and bluntly. And some women may even see it rude, but other people see it as, hey, we're trying to be honest with you in the best way we know how to, because not everybody's going to sugarcoat some stuff.
I actually like the way the delivery is.
I get it. Yeah, it's refreshing.
Because that's how I am, to be honest with you. I'm direct, and that's why some people, you know, that's why a lot of our friends are just like, Robert's a little ruthless with his with his pickiness. It's not I'm not ruthless. I'm just direct.
Exactly.
And I don't sugarcoat things.
Yeah.
You know, I've had girlfriends, you know, in the past that, you know, I've told them you know, like, you got to get in shape.
Yeah.
And you don't get in shape, it's just not going to work out.
It's not gonna work. Yeah.
And they don't get in shape, and it doesn't
Work
work out. I've broken up with the girlfriend because she wouldn't go to the gym. She wouldn't work out.
Yeah.
Right. And I would tell her. I said, hey, I was like, look, you know, like I'm starting to not become physically attracted to you anymore. Listen, you don't got to be a fitness model, but you got to be fit.
Okay.
If you're not fit, or if you don't like to work out, I'm just not going to talk to you.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Because you're fit, so it has to match your lifestyle.
Yeah, but it can't be like, you know, somebody who just does things to do things.
Okay.
Right? You got to live like a healthy lifestyle. So, you know, if you're wanting to eat burgers and pizza all the time, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
Right? You want to drink a bottle of wine every night? I had a girlfriend that did that.
Yeah.
Every
Is that a bottle or a glass?
Bottle.
Bottle's a lot. Okay. I do the glass. Okay, but not a bottle. Okay,
bottle,
yeah.
right?
That's a lot.
It's not going to work.
Yeah.
Right? You got to have balance. I like to drink, right? But there has to be balance with everything.
Now, another thing that he mentioned is that, you know, he was bringing down the value of women that have children, right?
Oh, I don't date women with children.
Oh, well, tell the people.
I don't.
Why? So do you feel like it brings the value down if you have...
I've experienced it before.
Okay.
And it's something that it's not for me.
So even if you met this beautiful, cool...
It could be Oprah. It could be Oprah. She has kids. I'm just gonna be. I'm cool.
Really?
If you have, that's a deal breaker for me.
Okay, so there's a lot of single moms out there that...
Sorry.
No, listen,
it is what it is.
I mean, some people, they had them either in a relationship in which they thought they were going to be with that person forever. And then there's some people who just had them out of a crazy drunken night. And either way, they are now a single mom, and this is the situation. And they're out there looking to find love because they deserve it just as much as anybody. But I think what Kevin Samuel said is definitely something that most men are afraid to say because they know they're going to get shunned as soon as they openly say out loud, I don't want to date a woman with kids.
If you have kids, it's not going to work with me.
But tell me why. I mean, I have my reasons as to why I think it might be complicated, but...
So one is, you know, it's always going to be some type of underlining aspect of the relationship that I'm not going to be in control, that I have no
control of.
Not even control, it's just I have no input in.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, this is not my kid, right? So I can, I can provide some type of perspective, but at the end of the day, right? Like, I have that.
It's gonna be her say.
It's her say, or whoever her baby's father is. And that's always going to be something that interjects, and then also, their relationship, right? It could be the best relationship in the world, but at the end of the day, he might feel some type of way about me, or
now,
I might,
as in the child or
the father, right?
Okay, gotcha.
But I also am gonna be like, okay, he is now a part of my life, right?
Yeah.
And why is he a part of my life?
Yeah.
You know?
So what if he wasn't in the picture at all and it was just her with the child?
Then that's even worse.
Really? Okay.
Because that's gonna gonna make the situation even worse, right? So now I'm gonna be playing stepdad.
Yeah.
Right. So and it's not. And listen, I don't have any kids right now, but if, I do want to eventually have some kids.
Yeah.
Right. But I want it to be, with. I want all my kids. Yeah. Someone doesn't care.
You want to have that experience together for the first time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I can understand that. Yeah. I think for me, I have some friends that are single moms. Shout out to y'all because y'all are great moms. My mother was a single mom, so it's like I understand and I respect them for still providing their kid with a great life, the best that they know how to as a single mom.
But that's
right?
your responsibility, though.
Exactly. No, and I get that. Now, when it comes to dating, I remember there was one girl that she was like, I felt like she was like perfect for me. I was like, she was so cool. She was just my type physically. Personality wise, we got along. I really enjoyed bringing her around my friends. Like, I was like, I would have really loved to pursue this girl. Mm-hmm. She had a child, right? And it was at the age where it required a lot of attention.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? It wasn't like he was 13, 14, where, he was a little bit more independent at that point. He was right in the sweet spot. It was like, mommy, 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 mommy. And it was tough for me because I don't live that lifestyle. I don't have those types of responsibilities
Absolutely.
yet. I can move and go wherever I want at any time I want. And there will be times where I wanted to do things with her and she would have to get a babysitter, which makes sense because you don't have the help of your dad or maybe a grandmom or anybody in the picture. It's just you. And so I would start to feel bad because I would be like, I don't really want you to have to pay for a babysitter and go through all that just for me to simply hang out with you for an hour.
You can't even have the same type of relationship.
Well, why so?
That's like because that's always going to be a factor.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, that's
going
what it was.
It's going to change it. You know what I mean?
I felt like if I was going to make her get a babysitter, I wanted to make sure I had a very big, extravagant night planned out where it was going to be worth all that effort that she put in to get her. And it might sound unfair because to them, they're just like, we still want to have a good time. Like, we don't mind getting a babysitter if that's something but for me, I guess my own, like, I just felt bad.
Right.
I was like, I don't want to bother you right now. So I'll just call you like on Friday when I have more time to give you a really worthy date, So
that's another thing, right?
Yeah.
You can't have the same type of relationship.
Spontaneous.
It can't be the same type of I shouldn't say courtship. It's just the things that you do are different. You can't. There always has to be a different type of planning.
Yeah.
You can't just come over and hang over be at my place for the whole weekend. Mm-hmm. Right? Maybe not because you got to get a babysitter or there has to be some type of situation.
Yeah.
Right? We might not be able to leave on vacation for a week or something like that.
Yeah.
So there's always some type of underlining aspect of the relationship that I can't control, and I can't say what you're gonna do with your kid.
Yeah.
So, and I've had some experiences with women that have had kids, and it's just something that I don't like.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I mean, it's a deal breaker. So if you tell me you have kids, I mean.
So what if you dated her for like a month, never told you she had a kid? And then she told you.
That's even worse. You'll get dropped on the spot.
See,
I might leave you where you're at.
Here's the thing. As I get older, I start to realize that the percentage of girls that don't have kids is going to be more slim than it was when you were like 20. Right? Fair enough.
It depends on the women that you're dating. The age range of the women that you're dating.
As you get into your 30s, women are going to start having kids more so than they are in their 20s.
True.
That's all I'm saying.
Of course. Yeah.
So you have to understand that at some point, I can't completely knock it because the love of my life might just already have a kid. And will it be an obstacle that I would have maybe preferred not to have to, work into the dating experience? Maybe.
I'm just gonna miss out on the love of my life.
But at the same time, yeah, I don't know. But I think as we get, like, especially when you hit 40, I mean, the likeliness that you find a girl that doesn't have a kid is going to be very slim. And so, when we speak about the pickiness aspect of it and whether guys are going to value women as high because they have kids, it's tough to say because I don't devalue a woman.
I was going to say, it's not a devalue.
Yeah, that to me doesn't sit well with me.
I wouldn't use that word.
I just think it's at all. That's the word he used. I just think that it more so, it's an obstacle that you have to overcome and deal with.
Well, I'll say it like this, right? If I were to consider, right, someone who had a child, right, to date them, right, then, there's a lot of things that I would consider for, a woman that didn't have a child that you can't do now. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a give and take, right? So I get his aspect on that.
Yeah.
But, it's just something that it's a deal breaker for me, man.
Yeah. I have a friend now who has a few kids, but she's very successful. So
she has a few kids?
She has a few kids, yeah.
Is she single?
I think she has a boyfriend now, but for the most part, single, yeah. But here's the thing. She's very successful. All the kids have everything they could possibly want in this life. They live in a nice, beautiful home. So because of that success, she's able to have nannies. She's able to have people around that can allow her to be available at more of a different type of rate than somebody who is like, struggling a little more with no help. So I will say that sometimes can make it easier.
That's the exception to the rule.
It does make it easy because, wealth can sometimes make a huge difference. Like if you don't always have to be there, or let's just say because some people have money and they just choose to always be in their kid's life too.
Yeah.
But as long as you're able to allot some time for you to have a dating life so that you don't always feel like the second base or the sixth man on the bench.
Yeah.
Then that changes things a little bit,
Okay.
So
it's just something that, it's if you have kids, unfortunately, I'm just gonna miss out on you.
Yeah. And you gotta respect that decision of yours. You know what I mean? Like you can't force it onto somebody.
I know what I like. I know what I prefer. You know, so it's not and it's not a knock.
Yeah.
It's just like some people might not. Some people don't like dark skinned guys.
Fair enough. Yeah.
You know what I mean? What am I gonna like? So it's not like okay.
Yeah.
So some people might like you, might not like me. Like you know what I mean? No, so it's like so it's just a preference.
Yeah.
So and it's not like I'm a bad person or you're a bad person.
Yeah.
So it's just something that I know. I've experienced it, and I know that's something that I'm not. That's not for my future.
I will say I think it works out pretty well. If you're a single dad.
Oh, of course.
I think at that point, you guys are already used to that lifestyle of putting somebody first.
Yeah.
Aside from yourself.
They can relate to each other.
You can relate to each other. You guys most likely are going to have the same ideas of things to do.
Right.
You're going to be like, hey, let's go to the park. Bring your kid. I'll bring my kid.
Right.
And so that tends to be a little smoother of a transition.
Right.
Like I said, it's definitely challenging. It may even seem unfair for a lot of women who are single moms because it's nothing that they did. You know what I mean? That's a blessing to have a child come into this life. Like
I hope to have one.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm grateful that my mother was willing to do her job on her own and give me the life that I have. But I think when it comes down to the rating system and how he would value whether somebody is seeked after.
Yeah, I was gonna say
they're most like that's.
If you're in the hierarchy, I'm gonna pick a girl that has no kids over pick a girl that does have.
Not to say that you're completely out of the running because, like I said, there are some girls where kid or no kid, I'm gonna make it work. You know what I mean? Like, but it's definitely gonna be.
I'm not with you on that.
Not at all.
If you got kids,
if you met
I'm out.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it would. I think it also comes down to this.
Unless it's Oprah.
Oprah. Listen,
Oprah got wealth. That's I'm trying to make the exception. Like that's the extreme exception. That's the picture I'm trying to paint.
The girl that I was referencing before, where I said she had a kid. I think the reason why it didn't work out so well is that I didn't really vibe with the kid.
Right.
That makes sense. There were some girls that they got some cool ass kids where I was like, you know what? if I had to be in your life and you were my girl and I think your kid is amazing, she's a beautiful little thing, we get along, she's bubbly, I'm like, okay, this definitely makes it easier because I at least like your kid. Her kid was, I couldn't.
But what if it's between her, right, and another girl that you like, and they're on the same field, same playing field, and she doesn't have kids? Who are you going to pick?
I feel like there's always going to be slightly more factors, and then there's never going to be two identical.
I'm just saying. Okay, not even. Okay, now so they're on the same length, same scale, right? They're not identical, but they're on the same scale, right? You like them both the same. Mm-hmm. They both bring value to you. You both seek value in possibly making them your girlfriend.
Generally, people are obviously going to seek the road that's less challenging. It's kind of like if you have two guys that are great personality, one of them has a job and he's secure, another one is working towards it, you're probably going to go with the guy that's already there and stable. But that doesn't make that guy any better. It's just like you just want to choose one less obstacle to have to overcome.
So you would date a girl that has kids?
Well, the point I was saying is that in the past, I have found it very challenging to date girls that have children because of some of those obstacles I told you about.
Got you.
Would I entirely rule a girl out that had a kid? At this phase in my life, I think it's going to start to be unrealistic as I get older because the options are very slimmer. So I may end up falling in love with somebody who has a child. But in regards to the rating system, it was more so just to kind of like,
I got you.
Do you devalue them because of that? I would say no. I would just say that it's going to take a very specific person that's going to be willing to add that into the mix.
Got it.
Because it is a little bit more of an obstacle than somebody without.
So one of the biggest things is my partner not having any money.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And listen, I don't need you to be ready-made.
Okay.
Right? But I shouldn't be funding your life.
Got you. Okay. That's fair enough. Yeah.
So I've had some experiences where, I felt like my partner wasn't not even, I wouldn't even say equal, not even like half to what, what I was bringing to the table. And I think a relationship should be 50-50 partnership, just in general, right?
So that's finances and everything as well.
I mean, I don't have to be necessarily 50-50 on the finances, but then there has to be another aspect in the relationship that you're going to take that part, right? But it can't be 90-10.
I get
you know what I mean? So,
and it's funny because I know that you have money, and people always just assume that it's always the broke dudes that have this argument. And I'm like, listen, I have money, Rob has money. It's not necessarily always just because you have it, you want to just spend it. Sometimes it has to be, you have to find somebody that makes you want to spend that on them. And then if they're not able to reciprocate that financially, which is perfectly fine, you have to make me feel valued in another way. You have to give me something, if it's not finances, just maybe effort in another way that makes me feel like, okay, I'm feeling fulfilled with this person, even though they're not bringing the finances, which is fine. I don't need that.
So I'll say it like this, right? Okay. So I personally, right, I like to go to nice restaurants and eat. Right? I like to go to nice places and enjoy myself, right? And, when I'm there, I like to have a good time, right? So me in general, my life in general, right? I like to go to nice places. So if I'm going to have a partner, obviously my partner is going to be coming with me to these places, right? But, I can fund my life, right? But I said, like, I shouldn't be funding both of our lives. It should be a partnership.
Okay.
So, like, to piggyback on one of the past experiences that I didn't like with one of my ex-girlfriends is that, she got really comfortable.
Gotcha. I know what you mean.
With not paying for anything.
Yep.
And then it started becoming an expectation.
Yeah.
And then that's where the problem came. Okay.
So you showed up one day, pulled out your card. She didn't pull out her card type situation?
No, so listen, I'm courting you. Okay. Right. So if I'm courting you, I'm going to be a gentleman. I'm going to be a man. I'm going to, I'm going to show interest, and I'm going to make sure, like, you have a good time. Yeah. Right. I'm not going to sit there and ask for you to pay for things when we go out on dates. Exactly. That's just not like, I mean, people say, oh, like, no. That's not how it's supposed to be. Right. Let's be fair. Yeah. Right. But it got to the point where it would she wouldn't pay for anything. We would go to the grocery store. She couldn't even, like, we'd go to the grocery store for her.
Yeah.
I had nothing to get there.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
I have no reason.
Okay.
I need to go get this from the grocery store. All right, cool, let's go.
Yeah. Okay, so
and then I'm paying for it.
Yeah, so I'm rocking with you on that. So before my finances got better, I had an ex-girlfriend maybe like 6-7 years ago, and I was struggling just to even maintain my own lifestyle.
Right.
And she, although she was great, she was beautiful, and I really enjoyed her time, she was sucking the life out of me because I was like, I can't afford you. Better yet, I can barely afford myself. Yeah. So how do I keep this going? And you know, it sucked for me because I saw that she was in a better financial space than I was. She had money. All she did was just work and save, work and save. I'm working and paying, going to debt, going to debt, going to debt. So that relationship was very hard to sustain, and it put a lot of stress on us, right? And there were moments, like you just said, where, you know, she would ask to go to the grocery store, and I say, hey, do you think you can grab me a juice? And she would be like, well, do you have money for that juice? And I'd be like, I mean, the juice is only like $1.50.
Up, right?
Yeah. I'm like, she's like, I have it, but why would I pay for it? Like, you're the man. Like, do I have a dick? And I was like, wait, how did it get that far? I'm like, I literally am about to let you use my car to go to this store, and I'm just looking for a little bit, after all the money I've been spending, make me feel like I haven't been playing myself for a fool. Right? And so we always got into it. Now, I'm in a place where things are better, right? And I realized that when, you know, money's better, I like to be that person to give. I like to take that person out on dates, and it feels good to be the man and be the provider, right? So it's not a matter of being cheap, just because of the simple fact that you want to be cheap. Sometimes you have to be cheap because
I'm not cheap, so it's like, you know what I mean?
So so in a position where you actually have the funds, now it's something more than just being cheap.
It's a principle.
That's what it comes down to. Yeah. So it's not a matter of guys just being broke and cheap. It's like we want to feel some sort of reciprocation. If it's not finances, then there's so many small ways you can make us feel appreciated. Like a simple little grab you something at the grocery store just to show some contribution.
So here was the kind of the line in the sand, right? Was you know, like, listen, she wasn't there financially, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Right. Listen, she's my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Right. So I obviously you know, I had some interest in her. There were some things that she was bringing to the table. The problem is that she got comfortable.
Yeah.
Right. And the things that I saw value in her, right, and why I made her my girlfriend, she stopped doing. Right. So she stopped doing that, and then you're not helping me out. I'm funding your life.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, wait.
Okay. So what are the things that you did like about her that stopped?
She was very ambitious.
Okay.
Right. And she had some big goals, and she would take me out of my comfort level. Right. She started having me go to church. She started having me read books. She started having me basically evolve and bringing that aspect that I wasn't getting in my life by myself.
You felt value
from her.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, oh, okay, this person's actually helping me get better.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like, okay, she doesn't have money, she doesn't have a good job. Like, it's okay. It's cool. Right. I that's not what I'm with you for.
Yeah.
And so when that aspect started going away, that's when it started to be to the point where it's
now
like,
you're just draining. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
You know, so but then that's what's kind of changed me to change for my next partner. Yeah. Right. So it's like, you have to have some ambition. You have to have, something that you're going to bring to me.
Okay.
Bring to the table as far as making me better. Right. Something that's going to take me out of my comfort level.
Yeah.
Because now, right, I see the value in that, and I know what that can do for me, and I know what that can do for the relationship.
Yeah.
So if you don't have that, I mean, this is not going to work.
So in regards to sexually,
okay,
is there something that would just not qualify her to be your girl if she doesn't meet that expectation?
Well, I'll say it like this. You got to keep me, I would say I'd have to be wanting to have, to have sex with you all the time. Okay. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like if I don't, like, so for example, right, one of my ex-girlfriends, I literally just didn't want to have sex with her anymore.
Okay, gotcha.
Right? And
why?
She was, it was boring,
enough,
right?
Yeah.
So I'm an energy guy, right? So it's like, I'm big on like energy, and that's key for me.
Yeah.
So if there's energy and there's just, I don't want you just sitting there laying around and I'm doing all the work. And you know what I mean? Like, I like energy. I like move, like, it needs to be, this is a situation we got going on right now, But so I like energy. And if you don't have that, it's not gonna, it's just not gonna work. And of course, hygiene for sure, scent, right? You can't be sitting here, not smelling right, not taking care of yourself as far as like, like being groomed. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I mean, hygiene is always going to be something that's huge for me. I can't physically get into a girl if I can't just want to devour them at the very thought of looking at them and touching them. Yeah.
But what if she's boring?
If she's boring, then see, this is the thing about boring sex, right? When I was younger, I felt like I wanted to try everything. I felt like there was so much stuff that I was seeing, and I needed the girls to be like full-on acrobats. I needed them to be freaky in this area. Like
acrobats?
They had to do everything, right? And when I got older, my styles started to switch up slightly. I went from being the jackrabbit that just wanted to go wild like every, porn video that you see, to somebody that actually just enjoys a little bit more of a slower pace.
Oh, really?
Long stroke.
Okay.
Passionate.
I like my girls a little nasty.
Well, no. Yeah. Be nasty with all that. No, don't get it twisted.
Okay. All right.
I just mean that I crave a little bit more of a connection. Like, I can't have sex with a girl that doesn't like to kiss. Like, there are some girls that like don't like to kiss, and that I'm like, that's such an intimate thing to me.
Okay.
That will actually get me excited. You see what I mean? Like, I need to feel the full.
But bro, what if you guys are kissing and then it's just like. It's just that's it. It's just boring. It's just there's no so that's mentally stimulating you.
I can't be with a girl that doesn't like to kiss during sex because that literally fuels and charges my excitement.
Okay.
And I don't think that's boring. I think that, like I said, when I was younger, I felt like in order to have exciting sex, you had to be doing all this crazy stuff. You had to be standing up on a wall.
Doing kind of all crazy type of positions
you had to be
and
on
stuff
the
like
stove.
that.
She had to knock all the goddamn plates on the floor, and you had to, you know what I mean? Like,
all right, so
that movie type stuff. And I was like, that's cool for some times, for certain moments. Fine, whatever. We can go fuck your house up.
Right,
you want to throw some dishes around?
Right.
Fine. You come over my crib. I don't need all that. All I really need is someone that I really like, right? Because how I like them is definitely going to determine my arousal as well, right?
Right.
And then there has to be a certain type of intimacy and connection that I feel. Kissing is a huge one that does it, right?
Okay.
The way that they hold you, the way that they fit in your body, the eye gazing, I love that. Their breath got to be on point. Like all these little things that they do, I need it to be there for me. Otherwise, I will just lose excitement and be like.
So here's with me, right? So, and this is what I gotta give a shout out to my ex-girlfriend for doing this. So she was big on like my sexual appetite. Okay. Right. So she would literally have lingerie night. Okay. Right, where she would literally just come over and she would just be in lingerie. Just the whole day. Whole day.
That's dope, man.
The whole day. Like,
what day of the week was this?
It was Tuesday. Because Monday was bath night.
So what? Oh, man. Okay,
that's what I'm saying,
son. So ladies, we got a Monday bath night and a Tuesday lingerie night. Comment below if you all want to add this into your weekly regimen.
Yeah, do it. If you do it, watch.
I like it. Okay, so tell me about Tuesday lingerie.
It was the sexual appetite. So like, you know what I mean? So nothing was boring with her.
Okay.
Right? So she would literally, and she would have different type of, she would actually want me to come pick out the lingerie. Right? Okay. She'd be like, all right, hey, I'm thinking about getting this. Do you like this, this, and that? Which one do you want? Right? All right, I'll come try them on, Mm-hmm. And she would literally be at my house. Okay. Right? The whole night or the whole, whatever, and just be in lingerie, just chilling. Right? Okay. She'd be reading in lingerie, making some food. Yeah. Right? We'd be watching TV. Like it was, but it was so stimulating.
That whole time you were just being stimulated. Okay.
It was just stimulation, right? And it's just like, that. You can't get bored with that. Yeah. Like that is, and then the night before we would have bath night. Okay. Right? So it was just.
And see, I just took a nice long bath together.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it was, but like, it wasn't boring, right? Yeah. So it made our sex even better because it's just like the whole.
To me is foreplay. which is beautiful. Because y'all ain't having sex. It's just a build-up, right? So the baths and the lingerie, that's foreplay. But when y'all actually got down to it, what was it like?
She was nasty. I loved it.
Nasty in which way, though?
Like, it was energy. There was
energy,
like,
okay, but high energy or just
high energy, my man. Like,
so
there was never a dull moment, man.
So like you had to be physically fit to keep up with this.
You
girl.
had to rock and roll. Like, she was rolling.
You know what?
I mean, it was great, bro.
Really?
But see, that's what made me want to have sex with her all the time.
Yeah.
And it's the stimulation.
Okay.
If I'll say it like this, we'll go on the other end, right? If she just was boring and kind of just did the same thing all over again, I'm gonna you lose interest like that.
That's yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's like you have to have energy. You need to be like, I like my girls to be loud like that.
You like the loud.
You said you like kissing, right?
Yes.
For me,
yeah,
it's loud. If you're quiet, I might never talk to you again. I'm serious. I've actually done that. Okay. So we're gonna talk about picky, right? So I've done that, where I've had sex with a girl. She was just like a bird. Like, not even like a bird. I don't even know. Like, she was just quiet.
You want to know that you're satisfying them. That's gonna turn you on. Yeah, I get that part.
And she was just quiet, right? And I was just like, I'm not talking to her again.
But see, all I need to hear is some breathing, a little bit of talking. I don't need to be hearing those screaming. Like, I'm like, yo,
that's what I get off on.
That to me feels like it's a little contrived. It feels like you're just trying to emulate something you saw in a video, and you're just screaming.
Energy. It's energy.
That ain't energy. Energy is gonna be your movements. You don't need to.
Sex is movements going on, right?
Yeah.
But there's certain things that also stimulate you, right? So like, some people like looking in people's eyes.
Yeah.
Right? That's big for them, right? Or some people you like kissing. So while you're having sex, you like kissing, right? With me, my stimulation is
screaming.
Loud, like energy, just here. I'm like, okay. That's now I'm like, all right, here we go. So that's my big thing.
The only time, maybe because I live in an apartment, and I just feel like I've conditioned myself to be like, shut the hell up, shut that, you're going to get kicked out, calm your ass down. So for me, the only time I can do that is like if I'm at a hotel and you can, or Airbnb, and you can do whatever the hell you want. That
adds to the experience.
Generally, I just don't feel like I need
it. It's for me, it's a big stimulating thing for me. That and looking in and eye contact.
Okay, so could you have sex with somebody who didn't like kissing?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's not really like
sex with somebody who doesn't. Okay, of course.
That's not well.
But would you prefer it?
I mean, no, I wouldn't prefer it.
You'd prefer someone that actually enjoys it.
Yeah, okay, because that leads all to the experience and the energy of, you're kissing, you're looking at each other in the eye.
Yeah.
It's loud, right?
Yeah.
Energy, like the movements, you're sweating. It's like, okay, this is a experience.
Yeah.
And if it comes to the point where nothing like that is happening, then it's boring.
Because for me, the sex itself is not the highlight of the experience. I mean, yes, that's the ending of it. But for me, it's the buildup.
Okay.
I love the buildup. So, like, I don't want to make it seem like I'm this boring person. Of course, every night, I'm not going to just be doing the same old eye gaze and kissing stuff.
Yeah.
There are some nights, no, I'll turn it up. I'll turn it the hell up.
Okay.
But it has to be the mood. It can't be like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning when I'm exhausted. Like, sometimes I just don't want to have that type of experience. But when I do, I'm going to turn it up and I'm going to have a lot of fun. But most of it's going to be foreplay. It's going to be a lot of the blindfolded.
What about if you're like, about if it's like in the morning, like before work, like before you guys are getting up in the morning? Like,
I don't
can't
see
do
myself,
all that. Like,
you're not going to do all that stuff. No, you're not. That's what I'm saying. So for that, it's just going to be some regular old, we probably ain't going to do all the kissing if it's in the morning time, but it's going to be...
But see, the thing that's consistent with me in that aspect is the noise level. And like, I can't...
Your goddamn neighbor.
I can't...
no time of day,
my neighbors aren't really... I'm gonna lie.
That's wild.
But that's what gets me.
Every single time, night, morning, you just want to hear some
I have to get some type of stimulation that way.
Okay.
That does it for me. When that happens, then I'm all in.
Well, you know what it is? Breathing and noises and things like that, that's basically how you coach your partner into making good sex with you without you having to verbalize the words, because people are reading your body language.
Exactly.
They're reading what makes noises, and that's all you literally have to say if you want them to have the best sex with you. So when you're dead silent, they don't know what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong. So they just
no energy.
Yeah, they're not going to feel the confidence that they want to feel. So then everything just falls apart.
Exactly.
So,
I can't bring you around my friends and you're sitting there just smiling, hugging up, being flirtatious with everybody.
okay.
Right?
So you want her to be able to engage in conversations and be intellectual.
Respectful, right? I want you to be able to, I want to be able to bring you out and you have conversations with everybody, but I don't want you going around smiling and hugging up and, being all friendly and
so you don't? Oh, okay. Got you.
Yeah.
So if I met your girl and she gave me a hug.
No, that's cool.
Okay.
Right? But she can't be with you the whole time sitting on your lap, like rubbing on your shoulder.
Ain't nobody doing that.
Hey, bro.
I mean, that's a given. But there are some dudes.
I don't think it's that given.
Okay. That's an automatic disrespect.
Or I'll say, okay, I'll break it down like this, right? So your girlfriend or your partner is a representation, a reflection of you.
Yes.
Right. So if I'm not around, right? Let's just put it in. So we're talking about fitness. Let's put it in the perspective of the gym.
Yeah.
Right. Let's just say we go to the same gym.
Yeah.
Right. And my girlfriend goes to the gym too. Right. You might see my girlfriend there at like 2:00 in the afternoon. Right.
Okay.
I might have been there at like 9:00 in the morning. Right. At 2:00 in the afternoon, she's working out by herself, but she's sitting there. You see her talking to this guy.
Okay.
And you see her talking to this other guy, and then you see her talking to this guy. Right. You see her just literally being a little too flirtatious.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And you'd be like, isn't that Rob's girl? Like, if Rob was here right now, would she be doing that? So that's one of the big things I think about as far as value and respect for the relationship.
Here's the thing, because I myself know a lot of females.
Okay.
That I'm friends with.
Or are you the other guy, Seth?
No, here's the thing, because I gotta empathize with that scenario because
break it down.
Because of what I do for work,
Okay.
I have a lot of female clients, which means I have a lot of female friends. So if I was in a very popular gym, there's a good chance I'd be talking to a lot of different people. Okay. And I wouldn't feel guilty about that because I would know the nature of our conversations. They were most likely very, platonic, friendly. It wouldn't be anything like that I would have felt guilty about. You see what I mean? So if one of her girls were just watching me like a hawk from across the room, then that's her own fault for, putting those.
But I think it's different
me.
if it's just you, right?
Okay.
What if it's you, then it's John, then it's Johnny, then it's Mike,
Well,
then
that's
it's
what I'm saying.
Chris.
If I'm the guy, I'd be talking to Lisa and Kim and everybody that I
But it's
knew.
you, one person, talking to all these different girls. It's not the girl talking to all these different guys.
What's the difference? You're just reversing sexes.
Right. The difference is that that's my girlfriend.
But I'm saying if I was a boyfriend to a girl. Okay.
I got you.
Anybody who's going to be my girlfriend is going to have to trust the fact that I know female people. Now, it's different than me hanging out with them at their crib on some one-on-one type stuff. Like, oh, I'm going over Liz's house to go watch a movie. That's disrespectful. But to say you can't socialize with people in a gym, I don't know. I think
I'm not saying as far as socializing. I'm just saying.
If I saw her over there touching people and squeezing their biceps,
that's what I mean.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, I'm not saying talking. Like, listen,
yeah.
I want my girlfriend to be able to communicate with. You have to be able to communicate.
That's network.
I don't like somebody who's not like that. Who's they come around and they don't want to say hi or they don't want to have a conversation. I personally think that's rude.
Exactly.
I've literally had people that I've met. For example, at the gym, there was this guy. I was really cool with him.
Yeah.
Like we were really, really cool. And I told him I was gonna help him out, right? As far as work, right? I was like, all right, you know what? I'll take care of you because I'm the bank. So I'm like, all right, I'll take care of you, right? And so one day he had me meet his wife, right? And so I met her and we had a really cool conversation. She's like, everything, right? So I see her like the next day, right?
Yeah.
And she tried to act like she don't know me. Like we just didn't have a conversation.
Wow, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm like, right? And so then like she would come around, right, when he was there, and she wouldn't say anything.
She still wouldn't say anything.
She still wouldn't say anything.
Okay.
She was just the complete she just would not be engaging and try to have any type of communication.
Okay.
And from that, I was just like, you know what? I like you, but I don't like your wife, so I'm good.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. I can see that.
Does that make sense now?
See, I thought you were gonna say she was only engaging when he was around.
Nah.
And I was gonna say that's actually pretty dope.
So that's what I'm trying to say is that like I don't want my girlfriend to be like that.
Yeah,
so I want you to be able to communicate.
That most likely sounds like he probably checked her before they went out and said, "Hey, listen, don't be talking to no other guys. Keep your head down. Avoid eye contact." Because I know some people that are like that. They're very insecure and they will make their girls feel like they can't have a conversation. I don't like that.
I've seen her. I would see her talk to people. She was just being like, she's just like that. She's just like that.
Yeah,
so
that's not cool.
But that's what I'm saying though.
Yeah.
So I'm not with my girl not being engaging and not having communication. I'm talking about the other aspect where she's going overboard and it's just like, wait a minute, you know?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I don't like my girl being around half naked, man.
You don't?
Nah.
Okay.
If she's like, I want you to be sexy and classy and like, you know, but like I can't have you walking around like.
So let me ask you, if you saw a girl with her butt hanging out or whatever you're describing that wasn't your girl, would you approach her?
I mean,
like, would you be attracted to that if it wasn't?
Of course, I'm attracted. I'm a man. What you talking about? Yeah, hell yeah. But it's different when it's my girl.
So at that point, you're gonna try to change them into something more.
Well, it would just be a different type of conversation.
Okay, fair enough.
Because I already.
So you would instantly meet them and say, okay, this girl's just gonna be a good night.
It'd be. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Because
you wouldn't see it as she's just out having a good night with it. She's clubbing. She's turning up the sex appeal. She's single, and maybe when we get in a relationship.
What's the context of where she's at? Like,
let's say you're at the club, and she's wearing a really sexy dress.
I'm not trying to find my girlfriend at the club.
Why?
Nah.
You don't know anybody.
I'm not finding my girlfriend at the club. Huh? I don't club anymore, right? But
let's say it was one of our birthdays and we had it at the club and you came. Would you automatically not make yourself boyfriend material because you stepped into a venue?
I've done the club girl thing, like meeting a girl at the club.
It's not always a club girl. Sometimes you just at the club.
But I'm just saying. So here it goes back to like what I know I don't like. right? So I've had multiple girlfriends, right? That I've met from the club.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just that's not the environment for me. Like if I miss out on my wife at the club, that's cool. I just missed out on my wife.
You know what I like to do when I go to the club? I like to find that one girl that looks like she's bored as shit. The one that's bored was most likely dragged to the club by all her friends that I don't want nothing to do with. And I'll be like, you look like me. We both look lost. What's your name? And most of the time she'll be like, I don't really come here. This is like my one time out. It's my girl's birthday. And
you trying to find love in the clubs?
No, I like to meet people in the club. That's why if we go to the club and we're having a conversation, I usually tend to gravitate to the one that is just chilling and not being on top of the tables and not doing all the attention seeking stuff. That type of person I want to do it. Maybe for that night. But otherwise, I'm not going to sit there and really try to follow up with them with a conversation the next day.
When I was in my club days, when I was at the club, I was trying to have fun. I was not trying to find love in the club.
I like to get to a place where I don't need to go to the club. Unless I was in Vegas and I was thinking, all right, we got one night to get this cracking, let's do this. Then I usually would just go there and just try to meet somebody that was super cool that would make me not feel like I want to go to the club. I would much rather when the next weekend rolled around and my fellas hit me up, I'd be like, nah, I'm gonna go chill with that girl I met last week at the club. We're about to go here. So I feel like you can meet somebody anywhere.
I'll say it like this. I'm not saying all girls in the club are bad, right? Yeah. Don't see me on the street and be like, I go to the club. Like, nah, that's not this. I'm just saying it's it's a specific type of lifestyle, right? It's not a lifestyle that is that aligns with what I got going on, right? Yeah. But I do think you should have some balance as far as hanging out with your girls and having some time. Like, go out, go have some drinks, go somewhere, go do this, or go do that. So I'm not the person that's like, you got to be at home all the time, right?
Gotcha.
I'm not a homebody, right? I enjoy being at home.
Well, I say a homebody, like, if I want to stay home, you're not going to feel like I'm punishing you for wanting to spend some quality time and have a dinner. You see what I mean? Like, there are some people who itch to always be out. And I'm just like,
if
you want to just chill sometimes?
You always want to be outside, that's a problem.
That's what I'm saying. So I like a nice little balance of, we can get dressed up and go somewhere nice, but then there are going to be some times where we just want to stay in the crib. And that should be okay too. You know what I mean? Like, you can't always have FOMO when you see your girls in their stories doing all this crazy stuff in the section, because if you feel like you need to be there, then just go, because
listen, if that's how you want to roll, that's cool.
Exactly.
That's just not for me. And I'm just not, that's kind of a turn off for me, to be honest with you.
Okay, so with all this being said, you're single right now, right?
Yes.
Okay. How long have you been single for?
About 4 months.
4 months. Okay. And are you looking for a girlfriend at the moment? Or you just kind of just rolling with it?
Yeah. No. I'm out. I'm back in the dating scene.
Okay.
So, I mean, of course, the ultimate goal is to get a girlfriend.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, I would say so.
Now, do your relationships tend to last for long, or are they very short?
No, they don't last long. They're normally like about 6 to 8 months. So my last one lasted 3 months.
Okay. That's kind of the average that I had in my mind. Okay,
yeah.
So 3 months, and then you guys broke up because she.
Well, okay. We'll go into that. So she had a lot of insecurities.
Okay.
Right. So and I guess that was coming from her past relationships.
Yeah.
Right. But I always told her, I used to warn her. I was like, look, don't let your past relationships ruin what we have.
Exactly.
Right. But she couldn't get over that. Mm-hmm. So she would do a lot of things that would show her insecurities and cause arguments and fights, right? Yeah. So, but she was out of control. Yeah. We got into a couple arguments for her literally finding a hair on my floor.
Okay.
And asking me, whose hair did this come from? And I'm just like, what?
But you ain't got no, so where would it come from?
I don't know. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, but it's on my carpet, right? Okay. Like I have no idea. What are you asking me about that for? And then it all ended when, she went behind my back and was going through my phone and going through my text messages. And she found out, like before we actually became an item, right? She, I was talking to her and somebody else at the same time, right?
She found some old conversations.
Yeah, she found some old conversations and she brought it up. And I'm just like, wait, how do you know about that?
Yeah.
And she was like, well, I went through your phone. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, you went through my phone? Like, how did you go through my phone? Did you memorize my passcode? She was like, yeah, when you'd be, on the couch, I'd memorize your passcode. And I'm like, when would you be going through my phone? She'd be like, oh, well, when you step out or you go to the bathroom. I'm just like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
And so with her, right? Yeah. So she wasn't physically what I normally go for.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. I made the exception for her because of what, the other things she was bringing to the table.
Exactly.
Right? So now that you're going behind my back and you're snooping through my things, I was like, you got to go.
Yeah.
Right? Literally, she was gone. Yeah. Right? And then it was literally a whole month of her trying to, you get back with me. Like sending me gifts, trying to do this and that. I'm like, it's too late. Yeah. Right? Because when I'm done, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
Like there's no I don't get back with exes.
Okay.
I don't that's not me. If I'm done, we're done.
I always feel like there's this little window from when you first break up that you could very well get back with each other.
That window's 1 day for me.
1 day, really? See, that's tough. I don't know, because for me, I feel like it takes about 3 days before you feel their absence, right? I used to be strong. I would be like, you know what? She's dead wrong. I'm over her. I'd block her. I'd do all that extra stuff just to make sure that there was no way to contact me. Mm. But after about the 3 day mark, a part of me would be like, I wonder if she's calling. Because you want to feel like she's blowing your phone up and she's getting that I'm blocked voicemail. And then you unblock her out of your curiosity. And then you realize that none of the phone calls come through. And you're like, damn, she probably hasn't even called. And then suddenly reverse psychology starts to kick in. And you start to feel like you want to go and get her back, right? So I'm always aware of there being like this weird little window in which people's emotions may have gotten the best out of them during that fight. But oftentimes when you have some time to sit with yourself, you may want to reconsider and come back with each other, right?
If I break up with you, it's not going to happen.
You've never broken up with somebody and changed your mind? Like,
nah.
Really?
Like, if I go to the...
Because sometimes people make mistakes.
But see, I get people, you have to, for me to break up with you, there needs to be a pattern and it needs to be continuous. It's not one thing.
All right, y'all. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Fury Talks. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it. Thank you again, Rob, for coming on the show.
No, thanks for having me, man.
Brother. Thank you. And as I said before, this man is the bank. So if y'all need some loans, y'all need to get your stuff right, hit me up, get his info, I'll send it over to you. As always, I appreciate you guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video with as many people as possible so we can keep spreading that knowledge. As always, I appreciate y'all. Fury Talks. Later.